everybody, it's Charlie again. I'm currently playing Street Fighter 6. This will be another replay review in 2024. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up guys, welcome to another replay review. Obviously we have Street Fighter 6 review coming up, obviously. And I'm happy to introduce you to two classic characters. If you guys aren't familiar with Street Fighter, DJ and Ryu. Ryu obviously being all the way from the first Street Fighter. And obviously this is the first, well, Street Fighter 2 is the first fighting game I ever played on the Super Nintendo. And since that day I was hooked on fighting games. Obviously later on Tekken and stuff like that, it kept me, wired in. But Street Fighter was the beginning of this whole thing. And I just love what they did here. Capcom knocked it out of the park. Street Fighter 6 is a masterpiece, I'll put it that way. It's just really well done game. And the roster is growing. But anyways, let me get back into the fighting here. There's counters, there's new moves like rage arcs and stuff like that. Or, super moves and other moves that just make the game 10 times better. Also the animations are freaking spectacular. Okay, going by the graphics alone, the game textures and stuff are very impressive, and they're not even using Unreal Engine 5. Crazy. They have the sweat coming off their bodies and all that, and it's just amazing. Right here you see the three modes: Fighting Grounds, Battle, HUD, and World Tour. And these modes here are obviously the meat of the game. I think mostly Battleground and World Tour, but I'll be talking about each one little by little. This is the main one though, Battleground, which is the Street Fighter we all are very familiar with and we all love. Well, the thing that Capcom did here, aside from that, they did these little introductions when the game started where they show their heights and all that, and they kind of like, they're a little, you could also change the faces when they're looking at each other. This stuff is cool. It's like just little things here and there that make it cool. Obviously, Chun-Li and Cammy White. Two of my favorite female characters in fighting games. Chun-Li being my favorite, Cammy being my second favorite. Guys, you can't go wrong. It's one or the other. You guys love these, right? But anyways, their super moves are very loyal. Chun-Li has her super kicks, which she's known for the speed of her legs. Cammy's known for the cannon drill, the cannon spike and all that. And at the end they have their wind poses, spinning bird kick wind pose there. And it's just really cool the way they did this. Obviously the roster is about 18 characters total that the game starts off with. Not counting the DLC, I believe there's 6 DLC characters that I haven't bought. Some of them familiar and some of them not so familiar, but still the roster that we have here is pretty damn good because each of these characters are very different and very interesting to play as. Everybody has their favorites, I'm sure. And I'm very happy with what they did here with the roster. Very impressed. World Tour mode here. Here's my character, level 51. Obviously you've seen I put some time in. I love this mode. I know some people ignored it, and I'm shocked by that because, guys, if you give it some time, you may realize what this actually is. The world eventually opens up, and it becomes like pretty damn expansive and big. And for fighting game fans, I love Final Fight and all that stuff. When we started with beat 'em ups, it's just marrying beat 'em ups with fighting games in such a good way. There's endless stuff to talk about here. Aside from the different HUDs, you meet the famous Street Fighter characters one by one. They teach you their moves. You use their moves. You pick the ones that you want. You pick the ones that you don't want, and you make the super fighter. You know what I'm saying? When you go around just whooping ass, basically. And obviously I'm overpowered for this part of the game, but you can go ahead and farm and just level up and stuff like that. There's also items that you purchase for clothes, and it's just so much to talk about. Loot in the game, come on guys, like if you guys ignored this part, you're missing out. I think it took, for the first 2 hours it seems samey, and then you realize, wait a second, the world starts to open, things starts to show themselves. There's cinematics for each teacher that you meet. You know, whether it's Ken and Ryu, Guile, they're all in different areas doing their own thing. Time has passed. This is supposed to be happening after Street Fighter 3. So this is way in the future, you know, after so many events already happened. And it follows that chronological order, you know. You know, the Street Fighter games, they do it here in the past, here in the future. But the point is that this is one of the most enjoyable things. You see people practicing Tai Chi at the park. It's very heavily fighting and martial arts inspired. So if you like that kind of stuff, I think this is awesome. Obviously, my character slowly became more muscular as I learned more skills, because you could change his look at any time. And I just thought it was cool to do that, because it gives you that sense of, you know, getting stronger. But obviously muscles don't mean that, but it just means he's training more. But I just thought that was really cool. And it's just the sounds, also the music of this game is pretty damn underrated. I think it's pretty good. Wouldn't say it's as good as Tekken 8, but it's, in my opinion, it's one of the better ones. Here we have Blanca fighting E Honda, two more classic characters. I know I'm just using the classic characters for now. But they have their moves, their animations are done very nicely. Their skin textures, like I was saying earlier, the graphics are spectacular. The levels are well done. My favorite level though is the Ryu one. You'll notice in the clips that I put it most of the time, because the song and everything, it just goes well. Ryu's not my favorite character. It's actually Guile, believe it or not. But I just like his level. I like the music in his level. And I like him as a character too. He's probably like my third favorite character. But anyways, as you can see, their wind poses are pretty fun as well. Here in Battlegrounds, or Fighting Ground, you basically look, and there's the modes that we all are familiar with. Each character has a story mode. They have special matches. You gotta see those. Pretty interesting with bulls and stuff. The online classic mode, the regular, you know, online with the characters and stuff that you go online and play ranked matches and stuff, which is cool. Here is my favorite character, Guile, fighting Zangief, which is another one of my favorite characters, not to use, but, you know, I like the look. It's pretty cool. I was never good with Zangief, but Guile is both a grappler. He has grappling moves, and he also has the street fighting style that I just think it's the best. You know what I'm saying? He's just a monster in all the games. You can see Zangief got me with that spinning pile driver. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is the classic characters have new moves that you're going to want to use, and the way they use the moves and the way the animations look is just a great 2D, 3D fighter, guys, okay? I'm about halfway through the video, so I gotta give you my score for this game. It's a 10 out of 10. Didn't break my scale like Tekken 8 did, but I think it's pretty damn close. This 10 out of 10 game is worth every penny. If you guys get it on special, fine. Even at full price, I would recommend it, because Street Fighter 6 is awesome. There's no other word for it. Here's Battle Hub, where you take your created character after leveling up and turning him into a savage with all the moves you could possibly include. You take him to this place so you can play other people's characters, or you can go versus to other people's characters basically with your moves, and then compare moves and stuff, and maybe switch them up later or whatever, just competition wise, you know. There's other things in this hub as well. It's not just fighting other people with created characters. There's also arcades. Not only your regular arcades, Capcom arcades with some classic games. I don't know if they rotate these games or not, but some of these games are really awesome. If you guys from the past, like for example, Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, classic game, sold millions of copies, I'm sure. I think everybody had a cartridge of that. And not only that, the hub itself looks beautiful. I recommend turning off HDR. Don't force it on the PS5, because this game is not compatible with HDR. And you'll notice that the game looks way better. A lot of people were complaining about looking washed out. It's just HDR. But anyways, Dalsim and Ken Masters. Two classic characters as well. Ken is obviously my second favorite character in Street Fighter. And he's freaking fast and amazing in this game. But don't count Dalsim out. Dalsim's moves in this game, if you know how to use him, you can be a terror. Okay? He's still a little bit slow on the jumps and stuff, but the stuff he can do, as you can see, he's giving me a problem. You know, I'm Ken in this scenario. But yeah, just the character designs and the way they did pretty much every single aspect of the game. It's worth getting. You can't miss this Street Fighter. You know, Capcom came back with a vengeance. Congratulations, Capcom. I was getting mad at you guys. Anyways, stages, so many stages to pick from, and each one completely different from the other. There's some DLC stages because obviously there will always be DLC, but Capcom has given us a lot of content here for free. You know, for the first time ever. I'm surprised they didn't make World Tour a separate mode. Here's another 2 characters that are brand new, and I guess, well, maybe, I don't think Luke is brand new, but I know Jamie is. Somebody told me that Luke's look for this game is brand new, and his moves, I don't know how true that is. Point is, Jamie is the Drunken Master character in the game, which why I was curious to use him, because he's really cool. He has a weird thing where he drinks during the match and he becomes stronger and more powerful, same as Jackie Chan does in the movies, which is cool. His look is a little different. I'm sure there's other outfits and stuff you can choose. I don't have those outfits yet. I've only done story mode for these characters, and I've done World Tour, and I've gone online a few times. But yeah, the online works great, by the way. I didn't have any issues, no disconnects. That's another thing that you guys should keep in mind about this game. That's really cool. The netcode for this, or the servers, they work great. Like, I haven't had any issues, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You should ask the people that are always online. I'm not one of those people. But yeah, I spend most of my time doing single player, and I do matches occasionally with my friends and stuff. But overall, the game deserves that score, guys. 10 out of 10. This game, Street Fighter's back, okay? And there's nothing more to say than get it. When you guys get a chance, get this game. This game is worth every single penny. And I probably missed a crap load of things because I was too excited for this review. But I'm very happy to say that Capcom, thank you. Good job. You listen to the fans. That's all I can say, which is rare. Here's some of the other options as well that you can choose. You see your character, bios, and stuff. I use Ken Masters online sometimes. Sometimes I use Guile. There's a few other things that you can look up here, like your World Tour character as well. But yeah, guys, I am actually going to go ahead and end it right here. 10 out of 10, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go game.